the job market is too overcrowded, don't do it. Is the job market overcrowded? Maybe. You're never gonna find a job. I found a job and I'm not no special than anyone else. You're gonna make the same amount of money as a RN. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Lori if you are new here, and on this channel I talk all things nursing. So if you are currently or aspiring nursing assistant, nurse, or nurse practitioner, this is the channel for you. Today's video is going to be for all my aspiring nurse practitioners. So the biggest question I get asked since I've been practicing as a nurse practitioner is, Lori, is it really worth it becoming a nurse practitioner? In this video, I am going to be sharing with you guys, was it really worth it for me to become a nurse practitioner? Let's talk job and let's talk money. All right, so if you guys don't know, I actually have been practicing as a nurse practitioner for 1 full year. I graduated in 2017. I did a video about my nursing journey. I will link it down below if you have not seen it yet. But I get approached by so many nurses when I'm working, asking me my opinion about transitioning from a RN to an NP. Becoming a nurse practitioner is personal and different for every individual. The reasons why I chose to become a nurse practitioner is going to be a different reason why someone else chose to become one. But for me, overall, was it worth it? Absolutely it was. And I'm going to break it down into the job and the money further along in this video. So nurses come to me all the time and say to me, I'm really interested in going back to school to become a nurse practitioner, but their colleagues and their peers tell them not to do it. My advice to you is this: stop listening to your co-workers and your colleagues who have no interest in becoming a nurse practitioner. And if you are getting this advice from a nurse practitioner, don't take that advice either, because one nurse practitioner will tell you don't do it because of whatever reason, and somebody else will tell you to do it because of whatever reason. You have to know why you are going into a field and what you're going to get out of it. Why are the reasons you want to become a nurse practitioner? Because I can tell you that it was worth it for me, because this is my experience, because I know why I chose to become one. Somebody else is going to tell you it wasn't worth it for them. Now let's talk job. Was it worth it for me job wise? Absolutely, because one of the reasons why I chose to become a nurse practitioner was because, quite frankly, I was sick and tired of the physical demands of my job. Plain and simple. I was so over it. As a ICU nurse, I worked tirelessly. So I was an ICU nurse, and ICU is a pretty busy unit, and I'm not saying no other nursing unit is busy, because nursing on a whole is busy, but nursing is a physical job, and a lot of people do not realize that nursing is a physical job. You better be able to lift 100 to 400 pounds coming into nursing, because guess what? That is part of the job. Moving, pushing, pulling, and shoving patients is part of the job, especially when you're on a unit like an ICU. And when I started, there was no nursing assistant working on my midnight shift, so basically the nurses pretty much did everything on the unit. So that is definitely one of my reasons why I was like, I'm out. I did not want to keep pushing, pulling, and shoving patients around. The physical demands was getting too much for me. And once I started seeing other nurses on my unit that were way older and how bad it was for them, I'm like, no, this is not going to be for me. My thing is, though, I actually enjoy patient care. I enjoy taking care of my patient. I enjoy teaching them. I enjoy interacting with my patients and my families. I wanted to find something where I could still interact with my patient, still teach them, still do all of that, minus the physical demands of the job, plus other reasons. There are many different reasons why I chose NP, but part of it definitely is the physical demand. Now, did I fulfill that becoming a nurse practitioner? Absolutely. I felt like when I was working as a nurse, every day I was coming home with a work-related injury. I sprained my wrist a couple of times. My feet would kill me all the time. My back would hurt all the time. And I don't care how many great shoes I bought, Densos, Brooks, whatever. My feet would still hurt. And I don't care all the body mechanics videos and education that they give you as a nurse, after a while that wear and tear is just going to be on your body. It's just going to be wear and tear. And I was just over it. Now let's talk money, because money is the biggest reasons why people ask me all the time about becoming a nurse practitioner. And let's get back to all this foolishness that nurses tell you. The job market is too overcrowded, don't do it. Is the job market overcrowded? Maybe. You're never gonna find a job. I found a job and I'm not no special than anyone else. You're gonna make the same amount of money as a RN. No, lies. I am making more money now as a nurse practitioner than I did as a registered nurse. Now, can you make NP money as an RN? Absolutely. But what do you have to do to make that money? You have to hustle and bustle and work overtime, become travel nurse, work with a nursing agency, probably work in the float pool in your hospital, go system wide, because truth be told, I was actually making upwards of NP money as a registered nurse, but I was doing all of those things. I was working ton load of overtime. I was signing up with nursing agency. I was a float pool nurse. I was a system-wide nurse. And every nurse does not want to do all these things. So once again, when nurses tell you this whole grandiose lavishness and tell you, oh, I make $100,000, they're not telling you how they're making that $100,000, because nurses are not making $100,000. Well, I live in Michigan. Let me rephrase. In Michigan, because I know about Michigan and the pay rate here, as a full-time nurse working only 3 days a week, and you're not float pool or contingent or something of that sort, you're not making $100,000. And I know I'm Jamaican and I know what they say, that we have 10 jobs. I did not go to college to work 2 and 3 jobs or work ton loads of overtime to make a certain amount of money. So was it worth it for me to transition from an RN to NP money wise? Absolutely. As a new nurse now in 2020, because I have a few friends who are brand new nurses and a couple of people who work in different hospital systems that do the pay rate stuff, the pay that they're giving new nurses now is like $55,000 a year as a brand new registered nurse. As a brand new nurse practitioner in the state of Michigan, and I'm pulling this from all my colleagues and my friends who I went to NP school with, and also myself, we are making $85,000 to $100,000. Now, is that the same amount of money with one job? So when nurses tell you this, do your own research, people. You have to do your own research. In the state of Michigan, when you are a brand new nurse practitioner, if you work for, say, a private physician, some of them will give you $95,000 to $100,000 with no benefits. And it's up to you if you want that. Some of them who are offering you benefits, they will give you, some of them will try to lowball you and say 85, but the average is like 90,000 with full benefits. And after like a whole year of experience, because I have a friend who had a whole year of experience, she came on making like 85. And then after a whole year experience, she went on to another job making $115,000 with full benefits. So to me, they're comparing apples and oranges when it comes on to the money aspect, and they're not telling you the full story behind how they're making $100,000 as a registered nurse. So I hope this video will help you out in your confusion probably of transitioning from a registered nurse to an NP, depending on why you want to go into it. Whether it's worth it or not, like I said, it's individualized. So let me know in the comments down below if you are currently a nurse practitioner and if it was worth it for you to become one, or if you're aspiring to become one, let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you so much for watching this video in its entirety. If you have come to the end, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll definitely catch you in my next one. Bye guys.